Yo, psst. Have you ever been a member of a cult and are still alive to talk about it? I'll take that as a no. Have you ever thought about joining a cult? Don't do it. Trust me, cults are bad news. Nothing but sorrow, death, and a whacked leader. Make yourself comfortable. Relax around the fires for a few moments. I have a story to tell you about a particular cult and its whacked leader. Paul Mackenzie was a taxi driver that became increasingly focused on religion and started his own church, quite obviously. It was a normal church at the beginning. Pastor Paul Mackenzie's journey from destitute taxi driver to cult leader with his own television channel began in 2002. Within 2 years, his sermons became alarming to some. He verbally attacked other religions such as Muslims and Catholics, and became increasingly apocalyptic in his preachings. They always do, just a matter of time. Took him 2 years, some less. It is said that Mackenzie believed that schools were evil, but religious educations were not. He preached that the world as they knew it would end on April the 15th. I guess Mr. Mackenzie was wrong, right? His compound was raided. 43 children were found not attending school according to the court documents. Authorities shut him and his church down. He then moved his church and members to the Shakahola forest. Quite normal. They always move far away so they can do their dirty deeds. Hundreds were drawn to the remote wilderness in southern eastern Kenya by the end times preaching of Pastor Paul Mackenzie. Relatives and ex-members tried to intervene, but some did not want to be rescued or saved. They were fine. He ordered them to starve themselves and their children to death so that they can meet Jesus in heaven, according to relatives of his followers. Delirious from hunger, Solomon Muenda, a believer who had brought his family to live with the end times cult in the remote wilderness in southeastern Kenya, sent a distraught text to his younger sister. While he begged for her help to escape, he was still in the grips of the preacher who lured him there, promising salvation to death by starvation. Solomon has been living in the Shakahola forest like hundreds of other believers. He abandoned his home and moved there with his wife and 2 young children. Bad mistake, Solomon. Answer me quickly, because I don't have much time, my sister. End times is here and people are being crucified, Solomon told his sister. Repent, so that you're not left behind. It would appear Solomon was already gone. His mind, anyway. Instead of a haven, however, the 800-acre property, a sun-scorched wasteland of scrubs and spindly trees, is now a gruesome crime scene, scattered with the shallow graves of believers who starved themselves to death, or, as Pastor Mackenzie would have it, crucified themselves so that they could meet their Jesus. Man, I tell you. Pastor Mackenzie, according to his source, check this out, said that he would stay alive to help lead his followers to meet Jesus through starvation. But that once this work was done, he too would starve himself to death ahead of what he said was an imminent end of the world. Wow, and they actually believe that. 179 bodies have been exhumed and moved to a hospital's mortuary in the coastal town of Malindi so far, around 100 miles east of Shakahola, for identification and autopsies. The government's chief pathologist reported last week that while starvation caused many of the deaths, some of the bodies show signs of death by asphyxiation, strangulation, or bludgeoning. Some had their organs removed, a police affidavit said. Off the hook, man. This is really crazy and wild. Hundreds more people are still missing, perhaps buried in undiscovered graves. Others are wandering the property without food, like Solomon, whose wife and children are missing, his sister said. Wow. Like I said, culture bad, sinners. Whew. Anyway, let me get my composure back here real quick. The horrific scale of what the Kenyan news media called the Shakahola massacre has left the government struggling to explain how, in a country that counts itself amongst Africa's most modern and stable nations. Wow, just wow is all I have to say. I'm gonna stop right there. You get the idea? I hope. Avoid cults, flesh dwellers, seriously. Especially the ones that preach about doomsday and end times. Because you are the ones that will be doomed, and your times will end. What is it about religion that causes some to blindly follow these crazed whack leaders? Faith. Blind faith, plain and simple. No need for actual proof. I've seen this many times before, and it still baffles me greatly. Remember Jim Jones and the infamous cyanide Kool-Aid? Yeah. Same thing, basically. They followed him to the jungles of South America. Guyana, to be exact. A place that I'm very familiar with. And in the end, he instructed them all to drink of the spiked Kool-Aid, even giving it to the children. Look, believe in what you want to, real or fake. It's all good. Just know what you're getting yourself into, because you might not be getting yourself out alive. And once you're gone and done, your soul will still need a new home. Unfortunately, sinners, my time is up here, but listen. If you're looking for a religion, something to believe in, holla at me. I might be able to help you out. Point you in the right direction. Get you straight. No faith needed. Just a free soul. If you know what I mean.